February 24th, 1991. Well, we are sitting along the berm waiting for the word to go in. After the rain this morning and the mop level 2 right now, it is just a combination you have to laugh about. Besides that, everyone is anxious to get this over with and get on with their lives. Bates is taking Cook's death hard, but he is getting on with it. I have a lot of respect for him. He is a good man. Not much today. See you soon. In the last episode, I talked about Cook's death and how I found out about Ashley and the betrayal, and how I really didn't have a lot of time to process that. I was assigned to a new team as an assistant team leader, and all my focus and energy was directed towards getting ready for the breach and the ground invasion and conducting those reconnaissance missions to support that. I can tell you that as we drove to the breach site, I can remember vividly there were just thousands of troops, Marines, APCs, tanks. Everything was lined up, and there were Marines just standing around waiting to go in, standing by their vehicles, lined up. And I can remember I was on the back of the Humvee standing behind the 50 cal, and we had the boombox that was secured from us way back in the beginning of the deployment by the staff sergeant. We were playing Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, and we had an American flag taped to our whip antenna in the back of the vehicle. And I remember I was wearing my black Oakley blades, and I had a green cravat bandana on my head, and I didn't have any of my my mop gear on. I was just in my camis. I had my flat jacket on. I also had my goggles. These are original goggles that I had over there in my deployment, and my Kevlar helmet was in the back of the Humvee on the ground. And as we were driving up, the Marines saw us and listened to the music, and everybody started cheering and screaming "Oorah!" And it was really motivating for me personally. That's what I wanted. That's what I was looking for. I enjoyed the idea of going to combat, especially after everything that had happened. So I remember we pulled up to the breach site, and we were the lead element for 2nd Marine Division. So we pulled right up, and we had a front row seat to the whole breach. What I saw, and what I remember is these APCs pulled up to the border, and they launched these Bangalore torpedoes, and they went flying through the air. And when they landed, they set off explosions with all of the anti-personnel mines and the anti-tank mines. And it was amazing to watch that. And after several minutes of the Bangalore torpedoes being launched, the combat engineers, they came in and they started plowing through the berms and all of the wire, and they set and established a path. And that was the path that everyone was going to go through. And they set up engineering tape, and I remember at one point, just chaos and commotion, trying to move and get through this quickly. And once the breach site had been set, we were the first element to go across, and we had our instructions that we were going to be conducting mobile reconnaissance, and we were the lead element for 2nd Marine Division all the way to Kuwait City. And we really didn't have a lot of information beyond that, and we really hadn't trained to anything. And so for us, it was really, there was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of, maybe I wouldn't say insecurity, but we really didn't know what we were doing. We did have close air support, and I'm going to talk about some of those things that happened. But it was really for me, the opportunity to put everything aside and just focus on the mission and uh, and and go to war. For years, I had trained as a reconnaissance Marine, and I can think that many veterans can relate to the fact that that you train your entire career to do something, and now you have the opportunity to do that, and that is really what you want to do. And for me, and as I'll talk about, um, it really was not what I expected at all, and in a way, it was disappointing. And to say that I wanted more uh, out of it and more combat or more engagements, but the ones that I had were bittersweet in a way. I proved to myself and to others my mettle. Everyone who trains for combat, either in special forces or rangers or army or whatever, even Marines and soldiers, when they get tested, they want to know that they were able to perform. And I did that, and I was happy to do that. And the firefight that I'll talk about that I was in really allowed me to know that all my training and preparation prepared me, and I was ready, and I performed. And I also saw how others performed, and it provided valuable insights for my later deployments in Afghanistan. But the war was very quick, and it ended very quickly. And for me, it was, like I said, bittersweet. But I want to read another passage, and I want to talk about that. So I didn't have time to write a lot because, we were obviously conducting those reconnaissance missions. And so on February 25th, 1991, I wrote, "We are safe and sound, miles behind everyone. Recon's job is non-existent, which suits me fine. Oh, I found out after Cook died, Ashley came on to him the night I was sick, and they made out. Also, she said she wanted him, not me. My revenge is in full swing, and I am going to crush her like a bug. It will be awesome what I do, not even the slightest guilt. Besides that, the war continues without us. No big deal. The idea is 5 days and it will be over. We will see." So we conducted our reconnaissance missions, and we, obviously were the lead element for 2nd Marine Division up to Kuwait City, and I'll talk about that in the next episode, what we did and, some of the things that happened in the engagements we had. But in this time, now I'm start being consumed with the ideas and the thoughts of what to do and how I'm going to act and behave and what I want. And it's totally normal to want revenge in that situation, whether or not I act on it or how I act on it, and I'll share that with everyone, is a measure of a person's character. And it's easy to say forgive and forget, or if you're religious, biblical person, turn the other cheek. But when something like that happens to you, it's really hard, and it's easier said than done. For me, this was one of these valuable life lessons that I'll talk about later on that helped me understand who I am and my character and my identity. But I truly believe that what happened to me in my experiences in Desert Storm can be used by anyone and everyone to help them in their lives when they face traumatic experiences or challenges. And I look forward to sharing these next couple episodes with you and insights, because they are very eye-opening, and they will be very helpful to many people out there. And I look forward to sharing those with you. So until next time, thanks again for your support, and I look forward to your comments and questions. And please share this with your friends and family, those individuals who could use some insights.